Peace and blessings. Gonna allow everybody to get time on here before we start. Dave's Peace King, Peace Freddy, Peace King. I see y'all. Oh shit! You at work, getting that money. I King, Peace King. Drum banger, Peace King. Revamp, Peace King. This is Johnson. Hell, peace and blessings. I don't want to. Not sure if that's Rhonda or not, but peace and blessings to you. Been out for a minute. What you mean you been out for a minute? Like out the loop? Just allowing people to get on here. Yeah, you missed a lot then. There's a lot been going on. Personal and account we read. That's just temporary. Peace Queen, Lily. Peace King, Moneymaker. A1. We'll start in a minute. Yeah, pay the bills, but I'm trying to build for the long term. That's why I keep tapping in. Word, bro. The Sean Peace King. Missed the time frame to hop in the Discord last week. Wonder if I'll be on the. Let me see which the Sean this says. Brent Peace King. If this is the Sean that I see a lot in the comments, then you are on a list. It's your profile pic. I know it's the Sean something. Peace, Pat. Let me check for you real quick. Oh yeah, Dwayne Peace King. You definitely on there. I remember. Where KT Peace King. The marathon continues. Dawn Sean. Damn, is it the Sean? Is it what was it? The Sean? Well, I just seen it. Just seen it. Are you the Sean that just recently commented? Like yesterday? There's so many posts, I don't even know which one I seen it under. Bloom is consolidated. What is that supposed to mean, KZ? I see you in the blue. my queen, she
What's like good, everybody?
Blue's one of my favorite colors, and I ain't crip. But I like how blue looks on dark skin people. I'm just trying to find Deshaun. Do you know, man? I know I just seen you. Peace, Rams. Peace, King. I'm over here distracted, per usual. Deshaun G is what it was. You was not gonna help me. What was it? Deshaun G. See, I don't know. I see it on here. It says Deshaun, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the same one. Deshaun _ G. If it is, then yeah. Melva. Damn, I just seen you. We'll talk about me and Rams go live tomorrow, so we'll talk about it tomorrow. Cause I can't I no, that's not me. Yeah, I'm not familiar with your name, Deshaun. Um, but we go live tomorrow, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Cause I don't remember. I remember most of the names, but I don't remember that name. And Mel, I just seen your comment, so I'm not sure when you commented. Um, I'm not sure if you commented before that, but we'll tap in tomorrow. That's not this one. Tomorrow is when we open up, and we're just trying to be fair with everyone. Um, but peace and blessings to everybody. I feel amazing, Lily. I'm just tired. I we had to go back to the hospital just for them to just make sure that her seizures, like, she had to, like, the neurologist wanted to just um do test and check like her brain and stuff to see if everything's all right. So we slept over, and then I left at like an hour and a half ago. Came on here, came to let the dog out, came on live, shower, and then go back to the hospital. Hopefully she gets out today, bro, because my leg is fucked up and having to sleep on that shit is not it. It's like, God, I stopped smoking at the wrong freaking time. All right, I'm just going through the comments. No, I commented last week and you sent me a comment back saying I had a limited time. Oh, I remember you, Deshaun. Yeah, you are on. You are in it. I was trying to. It was one more slot open. I was trying to hurry up and get you in, but you didn't see it in time, of course, because it's a YouTube comment. But yeah, you are. Shalom, peace, Levine. I hope I am on an upcoming Discord list as well. I barely missed it last time. If you barely missed it last time, then you are on it. Anybody that's, I think, 8 days or later now, or 9 days or later, 8 days or later. Like if you commented 8 days or before 8 days, then you are on the list. Yeah, Sylvester, well, Sam, Peace King. Please don't go back. Lock back in. Made it out of Iraq. He was in the middle of the trenches, showing us like, was it a video? I forgot, but he was in this. We was in this one Discord, and yeah, he's in the middle of the trenches. That's that's different. Yeah, man, get out on the field out here. I'm trying to find something like that too, but we gotta wait till hell. But like, get on the front lines out here. Forget what we call America. But thank you for that, KT, and everybody else. All right, all right. I want to start now. Because we're 9 minutes in talking about the Discord. Mhm. All right. So if you're new, I normally start off with a prayer, and it's from the Quran. How you open up the Quran starts with a prayer, the Fatiha. I always say it in English, and then I say it in Arabic after English, so y'all can understand that these words can be translated into English words and mean things that you say every day, like Islam, the submission to this to practice the submission of God's will. Like you say that every day, but when you hear Islam and Muslims, you think we're terrorists. So I try to put it into not so much just Arab people, but more so in like black people. So we talk in English a lot. Like, all praises due to Allah. I could just say Alhamdulillah, but then y'all would know what I'm saying. But in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, The most beneficent, the most merciful, owner of the day of judgment, thee alone we worship, thee alone was asked for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those whom thou hast favored, not the path of those who earn thine anger, nor of those who go astray. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Eidina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amen. I greet everybody in the words of peace be upon you. In in Arabic, we say assalamu alaikum. And then you will say wa alaikum salam. Peace be upon to me. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses, peace, love, light, and healing. Important to everybody that's joining here, locking in with me, spending some time with us. So we do segments. We started yesterday, but we did faith and alignment. So we're not going to do faith and alignment. I replace faith and alignment with when all else fails, keep faith. And then we go to the market structure. And then we go to, I believe it's Jason. If he's on here, though. It's if he's on here. If not, then we pivot. I'm just checking to see. I really start off slow. Wow. Oh, I forgot about it. And then the real reason why I started all of this was who are the real children of Israel. That's after market structure. And then it was Jason, which is called Truth in the Mirror. That's Jason's segment, Reflection, Accountability. And then Ownership over Consumption, Building Legacy, Not Just Income, and Breaking Mental and Financial Chains is the topics for today. How everybody feeling? Before we start, how's everybody feeling? I feel amazing and incredible mentally. Physically as well, we getting there. Emotionally. Jason showed out for y'all yesterday. I gotta watch it. I didn't even get to watch it. I gotta look at it. So yeah, I definitely appreciate him and Rams for finishing the live up. That's why if he's not here, it's all good. 'Cause he definitely, I know he blessed y'all yesterday. That was damn. I gotta listen to that later. Word, good job, amazing. When all else fails, keep faith. Mel's fasting. That's fire. That's fire. I believe you, KT. Word. Re-energize your body. There are seasons in life that do not knock. They do not send a warning. They do not ask whether you are ready. They just arrive. And in one moment, what felt stable can feel fragile. What felt normal can feel uncertain. What felt strong can suddenly feel weak. That is when faith becomes real. Not when life is easy, not when everything is working, not when the road is smooth and your heart is light. Faith becomes real when life touches what you love. Lately, I have been tested. My grandfather passed. My mother been in the hospital for a bad heart. I was in a motorcycle accident. And yesterday while I was live, the woman I love had a seizure. So I'm not speaking from comfort today. I'm speaking from theory. today. I'm not standing here giving you something that sounds good. I'm standing here with a heart that has had to carry weight. I'm standing here with a soul that has had to wrestle with fear. I'm standing here knowing what it feels like to smile on the outside while trying to hold yourself together on the inside. And what I have learned is that pain has a way of exposing what we are really standing on. Because when everything around you starts shaking, you find out very quickly what was holding you up. Was it people? Was it comfort? Was it routine? Or was it God? Some storms do not come to destroy your life. Some storms come to reveal your foundation. Because many of us say we trust God, but trust sounds different when your heart is trembling. Trust sounds different when your mind is racing. Trust sounds different when what you fear is no longer far away. It is right in front of you. Anybody can speak well when life has not touched them. Anybody can sound deep when they have not been broken open. Anybody can post strength before sorrow visits their house. But when grief sits down at your table, when fear walks into your day uninvited, when your body hurts, when your spirit feels stretched, and you still turn towards God, that is a different kind of faith. That is faith born in tears. That is faith that survives dark nights. The faith that learns how to pray without pretty words. That is faith that says, I do not understand this, but I will not let go of the one who has carried me this far. And I need somebody to hear me today. We are not weak. You are not weak because this hurts you. You are not weak because you cried. You are not weak because the weight felt heavy. You are human. But there is something sacred about a soul that has every reason to harden and still chooses to stay in the presence of God. Because pain can change people, pain can make people bitter, pain can make people cold, pain can make people lose themselves, pain can make people question everything they once believed. But I came to say that I will not suffer. I will not let suffering empty me out. I will not let fear rewrite my spirit. I will not let grief turn me into somebody who forgets where my help comes from. Allahu Akbar means God is the greatest. God is greater than the pain I did not plan for. God is greater than the fear that tried to visit me yesterday. God is greater than the grief sitting on my chest. God is greater than confusion. God is greater than pressure. God is greater than every whisper telling me to fold. And that is what the enemy hates. The enemy does not mind your truth when it has never been tested. The enemy does not mind your praise when nothing has been taken from you. The enemy does not mind your strength when life has not yet pressed on your soul. But when death comes near and you still believe, when pain enters your life and you still bow your head, when fear shows up and you still say God is enough, that is when hell gets nervous. That is when darkness realizes it hit the wrong person. That is when the devil should have left you alone. Because every time life tried to shake me, it only showed me what was rooted in me. It only showed me what was rooted in me. Every time sorrow tried to drown me, it drove me closer to God. Every time pressure came, it did not bury me, it revealed me. So hear me clearly. I refuse to let pain make me feel empty. I refuse to let grief make me cold. I refuse to let fear take my language. I refuse to let the seasons still, the one thing that has carried me through every dark place I have ever seen. Faith is not just some cute word. Faith is how I breathe right now. Faith is how I stand right now. Faith is how I keep my mind from breaking right now. Faith is how I look at pain and still know that God has not abandoned me. So when all else fails, when the plan fails, keep faith. When your strength feels low, keep faith. When your heart is carrying more than your face shows, keep faith. When all you have left is a prayer so quiet, nobody else can hear it, keep faith. Because sometimes the greatest proof of God is in your life. It is not that you never cried. It is that after everything you have been through, you can still say his name with love. After everything you could still bow. After everything you could still trust. After everything you could still whisper. We say Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. When all else fails, keep faith. Because the one that keeps faith in the fire will come out carrying something the world could not give and the world could not take away. And that is when all else fails, keep faith. And that one hit, I wrote that in the hospital. So then we go straight into market structure. Don't forget to share your screen app. All right. I did not forget to share my screen. So yesterday, I do remember we were speaking about SPY, and this was the 100-day moving average. This blue line is my 100-day. And when we spoke about it, we were under it. And I said, being as though we're pimped between 100 and a 10, I do remember that. So it was one of these two candles right here. I want to say it was this green one. I said we were more likely reject the 100-day moving average instead of, and I was saying, even though I know the 10-day is rising up, and I tell y'all, look at the way that the moving average is pointed, I was saying we still could break below it because the 100 moving average is stronger than the 10-day moving average. It's higher. It has more data to feed off of. Just like with time frame, same thing. So now we're 20 cents above, 16 cents now above the 100-day, but we didn't close above it on the hourly. What we did the last hour, but so far this candle is open. We got 4 minutes on this candle. $655.80 is the resistance. Putting the Discord up there was the best time to short. I think actually 655. I said it around. It was around 656. Was the best time to short. A target of 627, I think. I should have been logged in here already. Yeah. Hold on, yeah. Bro, let me in. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Damn, what? Check your phone. I don't got no type of notification or nothing. Alright, well, the target that I have for Spy, don't email me, y'all. I don't check my emails. Yes, that's my last name. Do y'all know about this last name? Do y'all know about the Ottoman Empire and stuff? He was one of the most feared rulers, like warriors. My whole name has meaning to it. Hmm. All right, so yeah, so the target overall on Spy is 627, and we could possibly see that next week. Where is it? Spy code. So that's Bitcoin. Okay. Spy took out the 10 moving average overnight, still getting selling pressure. Let's see what we get in the rising. Spy is at 648 at the time of this post. We continue if we continue towards 6,500 on futures is the key level. That's the level that I want um sellers to break or you want buyers to defend. If we gap down around 643 to 644, I thought we would gap down around that. I think it gapped down to 645. Remember, 6,500 key level. Buyers want to hold that. If we got below 643, we take out the 5-day moving average and the 20-day. That would take us around 624 quick. So why did I put 627? I don't know why I put 627 in. So 624. But this level 627 though, we can potentially hit around that tomorrow. I mean, I said tomorrow. Next week. On spy 624. But we could possibly see. I'm gonna change this 630s late next week. All right. Um. So spy. That's why I have for spy. I don't have spy. I know that run up seems like it was crazy, but this is normal for corrections. Uh, in bear markets, these rallies is normal. I had posted something in the Discord about the most aggressive squeezes, like when a market really burst off and gives you five. Like there were times where the market returned like 9% in one day, but that was through a bear market, and then following it lost like all of the gains like quick, and plus a lot more. I forgot the exact percentage, but the most aggressive rallies in corrections and bear markets. So you'll see these squeezes. This does not mean that the trend is reversed now that we're going back to all-time highs. This does not mean that. Right now, what it does mean is buyers need to keep the momentum going. Because if they can't, sellers will step in here and it'll flush them down. Uh, so right now, it's a waiting game on SPY. Uh, I'm seeing downside pressure, but it's all about the chart. Price action tells us the story. So that's what I have with SPY. No need to check metals; they getting smoked, right? At least I seen it. Silver had got smoked like last night. I don't forgot how much that thing said it was down, but yeah, metals ain't. You don't even want to mess with this. This ain't doing nothing. You're in this range, and silver is about to drop to $52. It probably silver probably go to 70 one last time, 71, and then I'm looking for 53 on silver. Let's do gold too. For gold, see gold. You really gotta like gold be gapping up over shit. For gold, 450. I have 439 as resistance, but 450 I could see gold potentially going to if it was to go up. Not saying it's going there, but overall I do got gold going to 400, back to 400 and lower. But for now we'll say 403 on gold. Um, I'm going to check Bitcoin, then I'm going to check my oils. All right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to break this second line. Ranging right now, trapped in between my two trend lines. Uh, bear flag. So we'll wait for Bitcoin to drop. Mm. So now we're going to check Brent crude oil. This overall is going to tell us oil in general, like the economy global wise, basically. Um, so Brent is looking good. It's holding 107, and this is why I don't want to check SLB, but we're gonna check SLB. We're gonna get into that too. But so oil is strong. It's stabilizing. It's forming a base. It forms the base. So then it's like, all right, we got our structure. If we was to come down here, we'll bounce because candles bounce off candles. So it's forming that base, and then it's gonna rip out, and it's gonna take out 110 um for Brent. So yeah, stabilizing and it looks good. It's not falling apart. It's holding. And that's good because you wanted it to hold over 100. It's been holding well. Um, after that nice push up, after what Trump did to us yesterday, um, we're actually gonna we're actually this it's gonna be U.S. oil and W2 crude oil is what it sounds like. So it's the U.S. oil. So our standard of what we're pricing oil at. So as you can see, you don't even have to know how to chart. It looks good. It looks bullish right here. It looks like it's ready to rip up and meet this 113 again. So that's telling me right there that sector rotation is not dead. Look at that. That's telling me that the oil thesis is not dead. So what else is that telling me? That the energy thesis is not dead. We got smoked, we got hammered, and then individual stocks, certain ones suffered, and so now we got to revisit levels that I did not want us to revisit, but 50 was definitely a level that it could revisit, but it did fall under there. So now we're about to see where SLB is at. 40, all right, $48.90. So on my daily, I got my 20-day moving average. I was hoping that we didn't come meet this 20-day moving average until Monday because the 20-day would have been higher up. But now I have to take this $48.50 is potential support for SLB. So this is for now, as long as that 20-day holds, this is a pullback in the uptrend above your 20 when you because it's a break and retest. We just shot up way too high. So look, we broke our 20-day moving average and it was right here at $48.10. A lot of times you're gonna retest. So it came all the way up here and it has to retest. So guess where it has to come back down to? Back here. Our liquidity box, ah, our 20 days right on top of our box. So it should hold as support. It needs to hold as support. Because if not, I really gotta start um thinking what my plan is going to be. We lost the 10-day on a weekly, $49.23. We're not far from it. If we can close below that on a weekly, that's good. Um, so the oil and energy thesis isn't dead. We just got to pull back. They're shaking us out, well, attempting to right now, but I know they're shooking a lot of people out. So we're back here revisiting this area, break and retest, break and retest. All right, so that's what I got for SLB. Um, we're in structure right now, so all these candles right here, structure. So I'm not too worried. It is just frustrating though, but we're inside here now. We're inside the range. So my thesis now that I'm on here is we consolidate where we're at now in between these ranges, forming a cup and handle, and then heading back up to the $54.50 and breaking higher. Um, so that is what I have for SLB. Oh, we did oil, did oil. Let's check our yields. Uh, I gotta go back to my notes. My head is smoking right now. The 10-year, if it's rising, investors expect stronger growth or inflation. If it's falling, they're worried about slowdown or recession. So as you can see, we're getting smoked right now. They're worried about slowdown or recession. So what you could have done when the market was ripping up like that earlier was look at this and be like, wait a minute, the market just opened and yields is flushing down. Why are we ripping up? You should know that the move isn't sustainable. We'll visit we just did SPY. You see SPY is not it's coming down from its high. The 2-year shows what the market expects from the Fed. Rising means tighter policy, and falling means rate cuts and easier conditions. So we have what you call uh, invalidation. I don't know if it'll be a divergence. I gotta look into that, but they're invalidating each other right now. So you're getting mixed signals on the market. The market doesn't know what it wants to do. We'll check what inflation is doing. If it's going up, inflation is decreasing. If it's dropping down, inflation is rising. So we got smoked down and we're testing our 20-day. We rejected it so far. We're 30 cents away. Um, we're underneath the structure. So this is very important. It looks like inflation will be rising. and it's no coincidence our 20-day is right on top of our white line. It don't get no cleaner than that. We're under the structure now. So inflation could rise. And then so we check that. Let's check VIX. It was at 27, and that's panic selling. 25 is panic selling as well. You'll see a lot of hedging. So we're getting that right now. And the market is closed tomorrow. So now we're gonna have thin liquidity. What is thin liquidity? That's when there's no money in the market, not doing much at all. Um, my nieces and nephews are so blessed. So yeah, I don't think he is. Rams. I was just looking at the Discord, but it's okay though. You maneuver. Yeah, Rudy. Everything's always okay. Um, yeah, he wouldn't let nothing devastating happen that I can't handle. Yeah, brother. I enjoy the Discord with the people that we have in there. Um, like minded, like minded individuals. Nothing grinding, and elevating. Time and chance, peace king. Haven't seen you in a while. Darnell, peace queen. Do you think Netflix will still hold? I had Netflix going to what was it, 55? Before y'all say, oh my god, let me double check and make sure. Still under the 200. Netflix is not bullish. This remember I told y'all when I do my support and resistance, if you're new, the lines is hurting your eyes, get over it. Green is the buying zone. That's where you see buyers at. And yellow is my first warning. Because imagine if you're in calls. If you see yellow, that's like tapping me like Av, like we about to head towards the sellers area. Orange is my second warning, like my last warning. The last orange, of course, is the last warning. That's telling me now you're on their front line. That hood right there. Red is the seller's territory. You're in that's straight puts. So, and that's I did that based off of structure. You're looking at the characteristics of the candles in that range. What I mean by that is when you're in the green, you'll see more healthy bounces. We're in the yellow, you'll see bounce, you'll see ranging. When you're in the orange, you'll see bounces get sold off. And you'll see when you get sold off, you'll see bids, which means you'll see people buy the dip. When you're in red, the characteristics is just you're going to see them stocks just fall, unless of course you're going back up. So right now we've right here we fell, but the 200-day caught us. So we come over here. What's going to catch us now? Because the 200-day is above it. See right here is different story. Why? Above the 200-day, buyers are in control. So look how we ripped up when we touched that 200. But below the 200-day, sellers are in control. And look how aggressive this 200 is. It's like a snake leaning off the cliff. It's declining down. It's not even sloping down. Um so on Netflix, $90.43 is what you wanted to hold, but you need to get above $107 if you're bullish on Netflix. You do not want to lose $90.43 because that means that you're coming to take out these lows or at least revisit these lows at 75. And if you do that, then that is why I have it's 66 on Netflix. You see, this used to be all-time highs right here. This is the area. Let's see if we can get it. I'm gonna show y'all like The moving averages, candles and stuff. We're not even gonna look at our moving average. If we place our horizontal line on these candles, the most candles in one area, you want to get the most touches in the bodies of the candles. Will our 200-day be right on this line? I could put it here. That's pretty low. Then if I put it here, I got two. And this one's kind of tough. So we'll put two horizontal lines. One. So it's probably the last one. All right, so it is the last one. Now look, y'all just seen me do it. Look how the 200-day is right on our white line. To the exact cent. Well, actually, 66, I'm 53 cents off. But look how accurate that is. That's just from looking at the base over there. Um, that just showed y'all the, it wouldn't be previous all-time highs, but I guess right here. That's from just this. And I figure it was the bottom because I figure it was the bottom horizontal line because our top horizontal line, remember your candles are the beams that's holding up your structure. The thicker or the bigger your candle is, the stronger your beam is. I'm looking at this top one and I'm like, okay, I got a good solid green one, but then my next candle, because I'm only paying attention to the bodies of the candles. These two, as you can see, they broke through the white line. I don't count those. This red one right there, that's a baby candle. So the structure depends on this one candle in my eyes. But when I come down here, I got this candle, and then I got this huge engulfing candle. So I figured that it had to be that one because of that reason. So that's Netflix. Netflix is flagging consolidation in a range before a breakout. This is a potential bull flag right here that'll take you back up to that 200-day on a daily, potentially. Let me see. 107. So it'll take you up to 107 probably, but it has to break 104 on Netflix. And that's what I have for Netflix. Yeah, because tomorrow's Friday, so we're not going to get too much into the recaps and stuff like that. Walaikum salam, cheesy. Shock, peace, King. All right, so that is what I have for Netflix. Okay, what else? Let me make sure I'm hitting everything. How long did I spend just now on that? We started at 1. All right, we still got time for this market. 2 year, we checked the 10 year. SPY, oil, VIX. We didn't check the dollar. The dollar's ripping up. It hit resistance, I'm assuming. Potential lower high. Trying to see what did the dollar hit. This right here. Candles bounce out candles, candles reject off candles. This right here. That shows us what we hit. So now when you see your moving average like how this 20 is sloping down, it's not declining down. So it's not too aggressive And you could tell by looking at price action. When your 20 is aggressive, declining down, this won't be sitting up here like this. It's it's just sitting there. You could check right here the price. Barely moving. Sellers are not here at all. Then these candles down here are like cupping the candle, acting as support. More than likely we come back up here on the dollar. 100. Um that is what I have for the dollar. We checked SLB. Um the market is really all over the place right now. Because what oil's up 13%. We're above 110. SPY is down $2 today. Um, so Rams, can you take over real quick? I don't know who this is. That shit bussing.
Guys, real quick, we ready for the Discord tomorrow? Next wave is coming in tomorrow. So Ab's gonna be letting out. We're gonna be opening the doors tomorrow at some point, probably right after the class or maybe before the class. So the next wave, get ready. We coming.
All right, I see Jason.
Yeah, he made it.
He didn't get the alert.
Cheesy, what's good, my brother? Haven't seen you in a minute. You've been busy.
Word.
All right, Ab, I'm gonna leave you to it.
Um, what else? What else? What else? So the market is it's not it's it's confused basically. Trump is doing a number on it. One day, the war is about to end. Then the next day, we're gonna bomb the shit out of them in 2 to 3 weeks. But the day previous, in 2 to 3 weeks, supposedly the war is supposed to be over. So that's intentional. That he's doing that intentionally. And then, um, and then another thing. Let me see if I can find it. I do want to share this with y'all. Dollar in a dream. This guy right, if you're into the mind, this guy right here is super dope. This is fire. If you're like really into the mind, tapping with him, books he write and all that stuff is super fire about the subconscious and stuff like that. Now we came for Trump. It was shit, I know the exact video. It's a video I want to play that's about a minute and a half, but it's important to see what he's doing. You'll be able to see what he's doing in this. I think it was this one. No. So much shit. Somali's got low IQ. Is it this one? I think it's this one. All right. So this is it. We're gonna watch this. It's a minute and uh, it's a minute and 4 seconds. We're gonna watch y'all president. I know y'all love him. Just kidding. All right. Share with sound. No, I need to present with sound. So stop screen. Boom. WTI up 13%, while Brent is up 7%. It's crazy, crazy. Yep, that is a little different. That we're pricing our oil higher than the economies. I noticed that too. I noticed that today when I looked at it like earlier. I'm like, damn, WT. But I don't know. I gotta look into that to see why. Like, why? All right, we're gonna get into this video and watch y'all president real quick. So, stop saying that. Wait. I ain't gonna forget to share.
Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet, if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it.
There's another one. Oh man, I don't think I even have to do that. So there's, I don't know if y'all can even hear me. Oh shit, my fault, Rams. So there's another live that I'm looking for, but I don't want to spend too much time searching for it. Where he repeats nuclear, like we're gonna something like he kept saying nuclear, but he was stretching the word like he normally does, nuclear, and he said it like he was giving a signal. Like he said it like I have to find a clip. He said it like 5 times in one sentence, and throughout the whole like segment of the clip of the speech, he said nuclear like 20 times, and the market's going to react to nuclear, to that word. So he was intentionally dropping that shit yesterday. But not to get off topic though, we're about to let Jason take over. But I've been talking so much about America, of what we know it like, just dying. It's been dying since like the 80s. The debt just, it's not slowing down. We're getting hit by uh all type of hurricanes and stuff like that. America is bad. As you can see, we're in our last days and America is dying. Every great nation dies, it crumbles when it has power like that. any any great empire that you can imagine never thought, the Romans, the Ottomans, not the Britons, none of them ever thought that they would come to their demise. We think the same thing, but I'm here to tell you that America is going to die. What you know America as will die, will no longer be the strongest power, the strongest nation. And I know some of y'all won't agree with me, but it's the truth. And why is that the truth? Because you can't defeat people that has faith so strong that they're willing to sacrifice their child for what they believe in. Do you know Iran is a nation of 90 million people searching for the Mahdi? The Mac the Mahdi is the guided one. He is said to be the person that comes 7 to 9 years before the day of judgment. They're looking for the Mahdi, 90 million people. Do you think, no offense, that a Caucasian, arrogant, racist man is going to put fear in their heart? They're going to do whatever they have to do to eliminate us if we dare touch foot on their soil. When you have a nation of people that believe in one God with the same equal amount of faith, that nation cannot be defeated. We done read in history how we seen Muslims, and not even Muslims. We defeated Alexander the Great did it too. We seen smaller armies defeat huge nations. Their purpose is in alignment. Their faith is in alignment. When faith is bigger than any type of nuclear weapon, so God got the strongest weapon. And we're not all Muslim, but if it was 90 million Christians all backed by Jesus Christ, and if they were getting attacked, you're not going to beat them. It's just something about faith and belief in that one true higher power. Even it don't matter who you pray to. Even if you're atheist, if you have so much belief in yourself and stuff like that, that gun, you're going to put fear into a gun before that gun put fear into you. So I think we messed up by entering Iran. I think this was our last strike. And now I think we're about to suffer for this arrogant motherfucker's choices. It's about to get crazy out here, y'all. Like, we gotta start growing our food and shit immediately. Gas prices, all that. This shit's about to get. And I find it so interesting. Our one black brother making oil out of plastic and stuff. I know y'all seen him and stuff, but we gotta start tapping into shit like that for real. But yeah, we're gonna let Jason take over. I gotta bring my dog in real quick. How everybody feeling though? How is everybody feeling? Yup. And read y'all scriptures too. Read y'all scriptures. You'll see these stories in the Bible and the Quran. What's going on now, you'll see it. Read y'all scriptures. Because we always think that shit is so impossible. I don't know why we think we're invisible. We think America cannot be touched. I don't want it to be touched, of course, but shit. You have to, in order to reset chaos, you have to kill it all to reset it. So hopefully my grandkids don't have to witness the last day of judgment. But okay, Jason, how you feeling? Please don't tell me you can't hear me. Nobody wants to get catfished. I feel incredible.
I can hear you now.
Wow.
I can hear you.
We're good, y'all.
I wasn't able to hear you. I was able to hear Rams. Yeah, I wasn't able to hear Rams, but I was able to hear Rams, but I couldn't hear you. I said, I don't know what's going on, man. Can you hear me now?
No. Yeah,
I think you're trying to be quiet on purpose. Yeah. Oh, okay.
No,
I thought
you want me to speak over you?
Like,
it's lagging. It's
you know how it is. It's lagging.
Yeah.
So you know how sometimes people call you, right? Or how you doing? How y'all doing in the chat? Call me. I used to play on the phone, like, hey, how you doing? I can't hear. No. Yeah. And people like, yo, I can't hear you, and no, like that. So I'm able to do that, right? So back on me, but you wasn't. Yeah, I was doing it now.
Yeah, you can't. You're too good at that.
I can't do it because people like, people like, what the heck, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, I can tell you it's not.
Yeah, today is the day that the Lord has made, so we shall rejoice and be glad in it. I got my brother, spiritual brother, data security guy, IT guy in the chair. I'm about to take him from coach and put him in first class. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be on here with you guys. Everyone on here, just know that you are an entrepreneur, right? If you're in the market, you are an entrepreneur. Everything that you're doing in the market is your business. You're buying businesses, but those businesses that you're buying, you're an entrepreneur. So you're gonna have ups and downs in business, right? You're gonna have ups and downs in life, right? If you're in a hospital, you want to see that heart monitor being ups and downs, peaks and valleys. So praise God for the peaks and valleys that you're going through, right? And also, while you being an entrepreneur, you have people that's in your life right now that's not gonna be able to go where you're trying to go. So you got to get rid of some people. I always continue to say prune and purge, right? Even in the Bible when he talked about was it Simon Peter said, "Hey Jesus, I'll lay down my life for you," and Jesus told him, "Say, hey, look, you're gonna deny me 3 times before the rooster crows." He said, "No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that." And the lion to him, the rooster crowed 3 times, and he denied him, right? So you're gonna have some companies that you're gonna be invested in, and you're gonna take some losses, and that's okay, right? But when you take those losses in those companies, those losses become lessons. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward to your mark of excellence. And whatever you're going through, wherever you're trying to go to, start writing those things down because our words have power. I know there's a bunch of chaos on TV. I know there's a bunch of chaos on social media. But if you have a relationship with God and He's your root, then He'll make sure you get your fruit. But if you don't have God as your root, you'll never be able to get no fruit. It's very important. A lot of people trying to get that money, but money is just a tool. God is the resource and the source of everything that we need. And He said He will provide our every need and our wants as well. But your needs have to be met first. If you're not able to balance your checkbook right now and you're making, I don't know, $100,000 a year, $1,000 a year, $1 million a year, if you're not able to balance that checkbook, then guess what? He won't give you the billion that you're trying to get because you can't even balance what He's blessed you with thus far. And I made a statement yesterday and said, if you have the iPhone 14 or the iPhone 12 and you haven't used that phone for all the abilities that's used for, why are you trying to go get the 17? Appreciate what you have thus far, what God has blessed you with thus far, and use it to the best of His ability until you can't use it anymore. Don't try to go to the latest and greatest because someone else has the latest and the greatest. Who's to say it's the greatest? Make do with what you have. Use it to the best of his abilities. Someone say, "Jay, I got the new cordless clipper," but if your hand ain't even nice with the regular clipper, why you go buy the cord clipper? Because on social media, your hand has to be nice. So your hand in the market and reading the charts and all that has to be nice. And when you start elevating and start, I'm gonna tell you, when you start elevating and going to the next level, those people that's on a downtrend, they'll slide off. Your best friend is the uptrend. So, and God is your ATH, your ultimate high. So I'm trying to correlate the Lord market because without the Lord, you'll never be able to get the market, right? God owns the market, and we're just companies inside the market. We are human beings inside the market. We have a job to do. We have to have ups and downs and all-time highs and lower lows and higher lows as well in life. And we also have to tell somebody else about God's grace and mercy being sufficient. But the current system that's in place right now has us separated for a reason. Why these satanic Jews can try to control everything, and the Irish mafia and the Italian mafia run that stuff. Everyone that's black and brown who's working class and middle class, we're hurting right now. Why? Because it's by design. Their system is by design. So I pray every day that God abolishes this system that they have of government that they have in place right now, and let us be governed by the system that He put in place, which is His word, because His word is the best government. Islam is a lifestyle. Christianity is supposed to be a lifestyle, but they turn it into a business. Hinduism is supposed to be a lifestyle, but they turn into a business. They turn all these religions into business because they're looking for the almighty dollar, which is not almighty. Stand on God's promises. Let Him be your foundation. Let Him be your market structure. Let Him be everything. No matter what the chaos that you see on TV, whatever this guy in an office is doing, people that came before him is doing, just know the end game. When they come looking for you, they'll be able to see your little your rags and stuff that they slanged you in and hung you in, but they'll never be able to find you. Then when your mom say, "Hey, honey, is that you?" Say, "Mom, I'm over here." Always listen for the voice of the Most High God. Once you serve him and put him first in everything that you do, everything else will come about. Like when you go to a restaurant, you're looking for the appetizer, you're looking for the entree, then you're looking for the dessert. God got to be your appetizer, he got to be your entree, and he got to be your dessert. And everything flows through the water. His word is living water and it's food. It says, "Oh, taste and see that I am real." So once you get a taste of him, nothing else even matters. This message is sponsored to you by the folks here at Sniper Vision. We sniping, y'all. We sniping. Every day we sniping. Every day you get up in the morning and say, "This is the day that the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it." And before I step off, I'm just going to have another word of prayer with you guys. I love praying because prayer without ceasing makes the stuff that you have in the dark continue to grow. Because you have to have water, you have to have the sunlight, and you have to have the dirt. Not this dirt that they put out in the ground. It's a whole bunch of dust now. I'm talking about the true dirt, the soil of the living God. We were planted in dirt for a long time for a reason. Everybody say, "Man, those is weeds. Kill those weeds." No, everything that God has planted is food. It's food. You might look at a dandelion as a weed, but a dandelion is good for your respiratory system. It's food. Start doing your research. God is the source and the resource of everything that we need. He provides our every need. Empower our Black women, empower our Italian women, our Spanish women, our Cuban women, every woman that you see. Just give them some words of encouragement. Like we always say, "Hey, you dropped your smile," but they need to be encouraged because they've been torn down from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. Speak to your ancestors. Tell your ancestors, "Whatever you have for me that's empowering, I receive. Whatever that you have for me that's negative, send it back to the pits of hell from where it came." Your words have power. It's a lot of people that have, a lot of people have, what do you call it? Artillery for their guns, for their bow and arrows. They have a lot of ammunition, right? But your ammunition and your words is faster than any bullet that be shot out of a gun, because words can hurt you or help you more than any bullet can or any arrow can. A lot of people haven't had words of encouragement their whole life. They've been growing up and people say, "Hey man, you're a piece of crap. You're a piece of crap." And everybody tell you you're a piece of crap. And when you end up growing up, you believe that you're a piece of crap. It's a lot of people on this chat right now that are eagles, but you've been around pigeons and who didn't realize who you are and whose you are. We are the Aboriginal people, the original children of Israel. Stand up and stick your chest out. Remain humble, remain meek, but know who you are. Play to your strengths. This right here is what we're doing. It's far much bigger than the stock market. It's far much bigger than America. We about to save a whole entire world because that's how God set us up to be. He put his children together for a reason. This. People try to come back, but there's not a mistake about this. So as we go forward throughout this day, Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you for what you're doing, what you've done, and what you're about to do. We thank you for the champions that you've made us already. We thank you for being at the finish line for us. So when we get to the end of the race, you'll be there waiting for us. We thank you for the eyes that we have to see, the ears that we have to mouth, the nose, everything inside of our bodies, Lord. I ask that you search inside of us, deep inside of us, and those wounds that are still leaking that's inside of us that we don't talk about, that you heal those wounds, Father. Lord, I just ask that you move in a mighty way. Take the old stuff off of us. Let us shed that old dirt, that old skin. Exfoliate us from the top of our heads to the soles of our feet. Lord, if we need our nails cut, our toes cut, groom us, Lord, to your word, not to our word, but groom us to your word. Let us not live for social media, but let us live for you. As we go throughout this day, Lord, we intercede for those who are grieving, depressed, stressed, going through some type of storm. Lord, I just ask that you give them the ability to touch the hem of your garment so they could be move further in life. Old things pass away, so new things can come about. I thank you for the things that were old, but I'm grateful for the things that are new. Lord, thank you for letting my new self love my old self. claim the victory. I ask that you touch every baby being born in this society today. Every seed that's been planted in the woman right now, Lord, I ask that you let that baby, that fetus grow into a strong man or a strong woman. Abolish this system like I asked, Lord. Move in a mighty way like only you can. We thank you. We give you honor, glory, and praise. And let us be able to soar like eagles and reach back and help someone else along the way. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we say thank you, and amen. Keep shining, keep smiling, knowing that you can always call on me, for sure. That's what friends are for, right? That was Whitney Houston. But that could be a gospel song too, because if you keep smiling, keep shining, and know that you can always count on him, he is your best friend in the uptrend and the downtrend. But guess what? He always gonna make sure you have more uptrends than downtrends. But if you don't respect who he is, he'll strip you of everything. So you have to submit to him.
That's a fact.
Thank you for being my friend. Traveled around the world and back again. That's the Golden Girls joint. So Ab, when you guys, that song that you put for the snipers, I want to do some bars on it. Because I don't spit, but I don't quit either. So
Yeah.
people say, you got bars? I say, no, I don't have bars. I got venues and clubs. So you know, venues and clubs is bigger than bars.
Yeah. Yeah, we could.
Something
I'll
like
rap.
that's all. I
I'll
can't
rap.
hear you. Lily, hi, babe.
Oh.
Hey, Levine. I can't hear you again. I don't know. Maybe you should get Ram's microphone because Ram got all these LEDs in the background.
Can't you hear me, bro?
The background look like Best Buy.
Hey, no.
So thank you guys for letting me have this opportunity. Hey, Rudy, your breakthrough is on its way. Cheese bread, stay on your dean. I'm proud of you. Never look back. KT Tactical, I see the scope. I see the scope. We got to bring the dog up here so we can train the dog or, get these other dogs together. Is that your dog right there, Ab?
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I showed him he was a puppy.
Emotional support animals. That's beautiful. God bless you guys. Keep being great on purpose. God is your best friend and your uptrend. Trouble don't last always.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Still can't hear you, Ab. That's crazy.
Lady.
I don't know. You must be on an iPhone.
Dang. Now I'm on a laptop.
Nope, maybe on an Android. You on the VCR?
Everybody can hear me? Can everybody else hear me? Jason never can hear me. And
I can't hear you, man. I love this, man. Thank you guys for the opportunity, for real. I really appreciate this.
You're welcome.
The platform is giving me the ability to heal while I'm going through my storm. So just know that heal people, right? And hurt people. So I've been hurt before, but I know how it is being hurt to be going to heal. And folks that used to be in your circle can't be in your circle no more, right? Because everyone is not going to geometrically fit you. So you can't put any squares inside your circle. That is not mine. That is Nietzsche's. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you can't put any squares inside your circle, man. All right? Okay?
Thank you. Well,
and if anybody in here single in the chat, know that you're really not single because God is your best friend. One love. Talk to you later.
Peace. All right. Jason just blessed us.
Don't do what? What you say? Don't do what? Yeah, I said I had to find a way to get this investment so we get these so I can start hearing everybody. This is bigger than us. This is bigger than Nino Brown, baby.
You sound just like him. Good.
I was telling KT. Remember in Coming to America, he said, "Man, stop shooting that little." What was that? Was that Harmonites? He said, "Stop shooting that little joint. You broke my nose, man."
I gotta be Harlem Nights.
You guys keep walking in the light.
Likewise. Don't do it.
Keep being a genius.
Likewise.
Keep being a genius.
Likewise.
Thank you for that information too. For yesterday, continue to say you already healed. You're just going through the process.
That's a fact.
Pinkies and thumbs.
Wow. All right, bro. Thank you, Jason, for blessing the booth. And I know he can't hear me. Jason gonna have to damn.
No, I can get back on.
But
Sorry about
thank
that, Larry.
you. Be going through it. This shit will not be working.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Awesome, man.
Alhamdulillah. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to God. All right, so that was Jason blessing us. He freestyled that up. I gotta check. I'm gonna clip the video. It's live. It's actually on the live yesterday. I'm gonna check the live. So I can hear what he did. I wasn't able to hear your part that you did yesterday, Jason, but I heard it was amazing per usual. Thank you again for blessing us with that. He always comes in here with the high energy and he brightens it up. That's amazing energy. I try to do the same, but I brighten it up, and sometimes I'm not here to brighten it up. Just wanted my words to be heard. But Jason is gifted when it comes to healing people with his words. All right. So just how everybody feeling? Just a quick temperature check before we lock in. Because now after Jason, it's who are the children of Israel? We feeling all right? Amazing, incredible, blessed, and highly favored. Great, amazing. Good. Good. Me too. Likewise. Who are the children of Israel? Feeling beautiful. I like that, Cheesy. Ancient Egypt, also called Kemet, means the black land. And let us be honest, under the fierce sun of the Nile Valley, melanin was not an accident. Darker skin was protection. Even science tells us that human pigmentation is shaped by ultraviolet radiation. And in places of high UV, darker melanin rich skin developed as a shield. So when we talk about ancient peoples of the land, darker complexion should not surprise anybody. They fit the environment. They fit the geography. They fit the truth of human adaptation. And once you understand that, you begin to understand why this conversation carries so much weight. What are you doing? My dog is right here, so he's going to be throwing me off a little. But I don't never get thrown off when I'm talking. Because we are not just dealing with a fairy tale. We are not just dealing with a children's story. We are not just dealing with a name written on old pages. We are dealing with a real people, a real land, a real bondage, a real oppressor, a real cry, and a real God who stepped into history on behalf of the afflicted. That is why the story of Israel cannot be reduced to something small. And my part of me, I'm just assuming everybody knows about the children of Israel, Moses, and the Pharaoh. I'm assuming everybody knows the story. If you don't, honestly, I don't have no kind words for you. If you don't know, then how are you're not going to be able to escape the hole that you're in if you do feel suffocated and buried, because you have to know about your history in order to fix your present, and not just yours, everybody. So you should know about it or seen it as a kid or child or something like that. But the story of Israel is a story of a people under pressure, a people under burden of rulership that did not love them, a people living beneath a throne that profited from their labor, a people whose back carried the weight of another man's kingdom. That is what bondage is. Bondage is when your suffering becomes somebody else's wealth. Bondage is when your labor builds what you yourself cannot enjoy. Bondage is when the system needs your pain to stay standing. And that is why Egypt matters. Egypt was not just ancient history. Egypt was the image of power organized against a people. Egypt was empire. Egypt was dominance. Egypt was the machinery of affliction. And over that machinery stood the Pharaoh. Pharaoh was not just a king wearing a crown. Pharaoh was hardened power. Pharaoh was pride seated on the throne. Pharaoh was a ruler who could look at a human suffering and still harden his heart. Pharaoh was the spirit of domination. Pharaoh was authority without compassion. Pharaoh was leadership without humility before God. And once you understand Pharaoh that way, then you understand why the spirit keeps showing up again and again throughout history. Because Pharaoh is not trapped in one age. Pharaoh is a pattern. Pharaoh is every ruler who feeds on division. Pharaoh is every leader who believes force is greater than righteousness. Pharaoh is every system that sees people not as children of God, but as tools to be used, managed, and controlled. So when we make comparison to Donald Trump, we are not saying he is literally the Pharaoh of Moses. We are saying that the spirit of Pharaoh is recognizable. Whenever leadership becomes proud, whenever power becomes cold, whenever influence is used to stir fear, whenever a ruler builds his image by hardening the hearts of others, whenever dominance becomes the message, the pattern of Pharaoh is near. Because Pharaoh always wanted control. Pharaoh always wanted glory. Pharaoh always wants submission. And Pharaoh always believes the people beneath him exist to serve his vision and not God's purpose. But the beauty of the story is this: Pharaoh never has the final word. Power may speak loudly for a season. Empire may stand tall for a season. Oppression may look permanent for a season. But Pharaoh does not get the last word. God gets the last word. And the Bible says something so powerful that every oppressed people should remember it. And we are the oppressed people. The more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied and spread. Now stop right there and think about that. The more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied. Do you know that studies show by 2030, is it 3? Aboriginals, the indigenous people, black people, what they call us, African American Negroes, will make up 60% of the world's population. We're coming back to take what was ours. The more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied and spread. The more they were afflicted, the more they endured, the more they were pressed, the more something inside of them refused to die. That is not ancient language, that is divine pattern. Because sometimes God allows the pressure not to destroy a people, but to reveal a people. Sometimes God allows the furnace, not because he has abandoned his children, but because there is something in them that can only be seen when the fire comes. Sometimes wickedness rises high, only so God can make it plain that wickedness is not greater than his purpose. And that is why the story has always been spoken deeply to black people, the black Israelites. Because we know pressure, we know oppression, we know what it means to labor beneath systems that did not honor our humanity. We know what it means to be renamed, recast, degraded, and used. We know what it means to have our bodies exploited, our families broken, our work stolen, our pain minimized, and our dignity challenged. And yet, after all of that, here we still are, still standing, still creating, still building, still praying, still surviving, still multiplying, still carrying beauty after brutality, still carrying faith after affliction, still carrying strength after generations of pressure. So when we hear the story of Israel and Egypt, something in our spirit just recognizes it. Why? Because the oppressed recognize language of Exodus. Sorry, pardon me. The oppressed recognize the cry of deliverance. The oppressed recognize the arrogance of Pharaoh. The oppressed recognize the weight of labor. The oppressed recognize the burden of empire. And the oppressed also recognize the power of a God who hears. That is why this is not just a lesson in religion. This is a lesson in identity, a lesson in history, and in spiritual discernment. Because the real question is not only what was Israel called, the real question is who knows the furnace? What's your life like? Who knows bondage? Who knows the hand of oppression? Who knows what it means to suffer beneath a hardened power and yet remain alive in the purpose of God? That is why this conversation matters. Not because we want to argue for the sake of argument, not because we want noise, not because we want controversy, but because there was something holy about a people waking up to the fact that suffering did not erase them. Pressure did not erase them. Captivity did not erase them. Affliction did not erase them. It revealed them. It revealed us. That is the part Pharaoh never understands. Pharaoh thinks pressure destroys. God uses pressure to reveal. How do you make a diamond? Pressure. Pharaoh thinks bondage erases identity. God uses the furnace to awaken identity. Pharaoh thinks the people are finished because they are burdened. God looks at the burden and says, I am not done with them yet. So yes, Egypt was a real land. Yes, Kemet was the black land. And yes, the environment itself tells us something about the complexion of ancient people living there. But beyond all of that, scripture gives us something even deeper. It gives us a pattern, a people in bondage, a ruler with a hard heart, a system feeding on suffering, and a God who still moves for the oppressed. That's why this story still burns, it still matters, and it still speaks. Because every generation must ask, where is Egypt now? Who is acting like Pharaoh now? Who is still benefiting from the pain of others now? And who are the people still multiplying under the affliction now? That is not a small question. That is a question of discernment, a question of truth, a question of whether we have eyes to see the pattern when it appears again. I come to tell you, do not let the system make you forget who you are. Do not let pressure make you forget what God placed inside you. Do not let Pharaoh's noise make you forget that God still hears your cry of the afflicted. Because the same God who heard Egypt hears now. The same God who judged Pharaoh still rules now. The same God who judged Pharaoh rules is still here now. The same God who made a way through bondage still has power now. Pharaoh may rise, he may boast and harden his heart, but the Pharaoh never gets the last word. Only God gets the last word. That is why we say Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. Alhamdulillah. All praise is due to Allah. Takbir. In the name of Allah. And that is who is the real children of Israel. And then we have ownership over consumption, I want to say. But if I'm out of order, then oh well. Ownership over consumption. One of the greatest traps laid before a people is teaching them to love what they do not own, admire what they did not build, and spend their strength making other men rich while they remain dependent. That is the danger of consumption without ownership. Because consumption by itself is not power. Consumption without ownership is dependency, dressed up as a choice. It is participation without control. It is helping to build a world you cannot govern. That is why this lesson matters. Many people know how to buy, but not know how to build. This gonna hit us all probably and make us feel something. But that's what it's supposed to do. The truth will set you free. The truth never feels good. If it feels good, then it wasn't the truth all the way. Truth isn't supposed to feel good. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable and be uncomfortable. You're supposed to be comfortable being uncomfortable. The truth hurts. Truth makes you feel something inside. The truth makes you own up for your actions and your life. The truth makes you look in the mirror and question things and what you're doing with your life. Many people know how to buy, but don't know how to build, how to spend, but don't know how to structure, how to wear the brand, but not become the brand. And I'm wearing Champion right now, right? I got a clothing line though. Well, it's my girl's, but I still help her. How to consume the dream, but not own the machine producing it. That is not freedom. That is polished dependence. And this is where Marcus Garvey speaks loudly. I know y'all know who that is. If you don't, that's crazy. Get off the live right now. That is crazy. Garvey understands that a people cannot respect themselves fully while depending on everybody else for business, food, education, transportation, and image. He understands that pride without production is empty. He understood that if a people do not build, they will always have to beg. And if they always have to beg, they will never truly be free. Garvey was teaching more than business. He was teaching that ownership is organized self-respect, that economics is not just money, it is power. It is the ability to feed your own, teach your own, employ your own, and move with less permission from people who do not love you. Then Booker T. Washington. Please tell me I know who that is. Because if you know Trump and don't know Booker T. Washington, you're lost. It's okay though. Booker T. Washington comes with another side of the same lesson. He pushed skill, discipline, land, trade, and institutions. He taught that dignity grows when people learn how to create, produce, and sustain something of their own. That is the line right there. Consumption asks, what can I enjoy today? Ownership asks, what can I build that lasts tomorrow? Consumers chase the look. Owners build the source. Consumers love the product. Owners survive the process. And if all people know is consumption, then appetite becomes the chain around the future. And that is what America is. That is what Black people is. Consumption. Because those are the type of people we are. You know why? Because we have insecurity problems. All that wealth and materialistic things and stuff like that. If you have that problem, you are insecure some way or another. Somewhere in your life, you're insecure about yourself. You can't, that shit not going with you when you die. Only God and God alone is going with you. Not them Jordan 5s. Not none of that shit. Not that Chanel, Fendi, whatever. None of that shit. If we have it, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have it, but why are we spending 5,000 on a bag when we could find a manufacturer, give him a mock-up, and start a sample plus a few pieces for $5,000 with our name on it? Ace, get off of my leg. This dog like laying on my fucking leg. He's like almost 8 months now, and he's 96 pounds. Nigga is a dog. Come in this house if you want. I don't gotta boom you. He gonna eat you. Sorry, I get distracted fast. Um, not saying it's a bad thing, but do for self. You shouldn't be spending that much money because 9 times out of 10, you can go to Walmart and find the same bag but with a different name on it. But you only buying that bag because of the name, the last name of that person. And a lot of the last name of these people that you're wearing hate the way you look. They don't like your color of your skin, like Polo, Tommy Hilfiger, Timberland. They don't like the color of our skins. So we got to stop making them rich. We all have that problem. Nobody in here could say they don't have that problem. One of us own one of their brands. I mean, all of us own one of their brands, for sure. That's a problem, though, for sure. It's definitely a problem. Ownership is bigger than money. Ownership is about your mind, your habits, your time, and your spirit. Because if you do not own yourself, you will never fully own anything else. How is that even possible? A person ruled by impulse cannot build stable ownership. A person ruled by image cannot build lasting substance. You put it on because it makes others look at you, and others might look at you like you got money. You're insecure, honestly. A person ruled by appetite will keep consuming the seed that was meant to become the harvest. That is why Garvey matters. That is why Booker T matters, because both were teaching in different ways that no people can consume their way to freedom. Freedom must be built, organized, and passed down. So today the question is not only what are you buying, the deeper question is what are you building? And I ask you this every single week. Are you consuming more than you are creating? Admiring more than you are producing? Promoting other people's empires more while neglecting your own foundation? Because consumption can make you feel included for a moment, a small little moment. But ownership can make you feel free for generations. Consumption enjoys the fruit, but ownership plants the tree. Consumption spins the seed, ownership protects the harvest. Consumption loves display, ownership builds durability. So do not spend all your strength proving you can afford what others built. Use your strength to build what your children can inherit. That is my only goal. That is why I'm up one in the rising, two in the rising. I don't go to sleep till like 2 a.m. I'm up grinding. It's not, I'm not saying it's like everybody should do it, but know how much how much sleep your body can run off of before you just do it. I take herbs, I take sea moss, I take a lot of stuff. I don't eat a lot of food. I don't have that much food in my body. I don't have dead waste in my body. I don't eat meat, so I'm not heavy. I'm very light, so my energy is just all freaking day. You wouldn't want to live with me. You wouldn't. I'm up early, loud as hell. like they can't stand it. I'm up singing, yell, like cracking jokes while you still got cold in your eyes, you heard, but you should have been up 2 hours ago. It's 7 o'clock. But if I'm up till 2, I'll just wake up at like 6. Um I my body feeds off of 4 hours of sleep. You don't need 8 hours. That is a lie. Eight if you sit there and do the math of 8 hours, 24 hours in a day. Uh a lot of people are working 9 to 5, so we're doing 8 to 12 hour shifts. You're already at like 16 to 20 hours right there. So then you only got 4 hours and that's eat and stuff. And if you got kids, you only got like 30 minutes or an hour out of that time. You got to wait till they go to sleep. But then you got to go to sleep because you got to get up and arising to go work. How is 8 hours possible to do um how is 8 hours possible to create for yourself? It's not, and they know that, so they designed it like that so you can stay in the rat race and keep chasing and chasing and chasing, and then get exhausted because what we do is get that second job or that third job, thinking like, yeah, we grinding this stuff, but you're just a fool. And I'm sorry, it's not no disrespect. I did it as well until I understood I could do these 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and all that, but I'm a burn out, and now I don't have no time for my family and nothing. And what does that say about me? I have no faith. When all else fails, keep faith. When you lose a job and stuff like that, if it's one job is still hard and stuff like that, if you're doing what you truly need to do, you attract everything. Everything. Like there might be times where you don't have that. I have to tell people like, because I grounded myself for so long, but sometimes I have my queen that could check me as well, like real quick, like boom. Because I check myself pretty quick, but sometimes it's just hard. You need somebody there to just like, yo, you tripping, like chin up, nigga. You're acting like a nigga at that point. Chin up. Um, when you chin up, then you're a king. When you start complaining, you're a king. Um, so I lost my train of thought, but I have those times when I slip real quick. But then I had a time in my life where I just started to understand that I'm a god. That's why I sit here and just talk before everybody, because I sit here and I do what none of us want to do. I'm sitting here researching. I'm sitting here all day researching while still taking care of my family, and I can't stand when people say, "Well, I gotta work, and then I got all these kids." You can still do it. Like the thing is, you're not managing your time correctly. I have 4 kids now. I have 5 kids. 31. I worked 9 to 5s and all that, but Allah didn't want me to do that no more. And the best thing that happened to me was getting fired 9 months ago. When I got fired that day, I wish my girl was here. When I got fired that day, I said, all praise is due to Allah. You're going to look at me crazy and stuff, but I don't care because I know He got something for me. Like everything happens for a reason. I know it's not going to rain every day. And I know after the dark, He said it in the Bible, let there be light. So after dark, that means light comes. After difficulty, that means there's ease. So this is just a temporary stage for something greater. So, and He always puts it in my hand because I believe when you go through stuff, that means you're touching the ceiling. Most people give up when their finger touched the ceiling. Every time you go through something, He's telling you you're ready for the next level. But we give up as soon as we feel resistance. And that's why you never get to experience what greatness is like. But once you push through and you take on those difficulties and you embrace them and you're happy through those moments, I'm still happy. I'm still here teaching what I know and all that stuff when I could just be sad at the hospital and stuff like that. And best believe I'm about to go back to my queen. But she understands too that it's bigger than just us. It's way bigger than us. It's bigger than our kids and all of that. It's you have one job, one mission only, and that is to serve God and walk into God's will, be obedient to a point, be disciplined, but serve others. It's not about yourself. Your family comes first, but outside it, your family, there's something bigger than your family. So I understand my family comes first, but also understand that my family only holds a certain amount of people. But if I could talk more to people outside of my family, the probability is higher. Not saying that I'm gonna change the world. Tupac says that, but I'm saying that what I'm saying will spark the mind of somebody that will change the world. So that is consumption over ownership. And then we go into building legacy, not just income. And income can pay bills, but legacy changes bloodlines. Income is what comes in. Legacy is what stays standing after you are gone. That is the difference. A lot of people are chasing money, but not building anything that can outlive them. That is crazy. They want cash flow, but not structure. They want a check, but not a system. They want relief for the moment, but not strength for the next generation. You're selfish. And that is why God won't bless you as much as you should be. Because if you was to serve people more, if you was to smile more, if you was to be positive more, if you was to pray more, you will get more. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's so simple to just not play the game for an hour and commit that time to praying for 20 minutes, then researching for 20 minutes, then bringing the blueprint to your people for 10 minutes, then the next 10 minutes putting it to action. It's so easy to just cut time, but we just don't. We're distracted, man. We're so distracted. Black people love flashy and entertaining shit with lights and stuff like that. They put a number on us for real. Many people work hard, earn something, spend something, and still have nothing behind except memories of struggle. But legacy requires a different mindset. Legacy asks, what am I building that will still matter when I am no longer here? Do you think like that? Because I do. What values am I passing down? What discipline am I teaching? What name am I establishing? Your name hold weight. When I die, I want my name to hold weight. What name am I establishing? What structure am I creating that my children do not have to start from zero? That is why legacy is bigger than income. Income can be spent, legacy must be built. Income can disappear in one season, legacy is designed to endure beyond one lifetime. Income could disappear in one season, legacy is designed to endure beyond one lifetime. And this is the challenge before us. Are we just making money or are we making meaning? Are we just surviving month to month or are we just laying brick after brick for something greater? Nipsey Hussle, the brick by brick. Got that from. Are we just earning or are we establishing? Because if you leave all you leave behind is bills, burdens, and broken habits, the income come through your hands, but legacy never come through your mind. That was a waste of time. And in America, in order for you to die, you have to pay them. It's crazy. You got to pay them for them to bury in their land. Legacy means land. That's why you need your own land for stuff like that. You never thought about that. In order for them to bury you, you got to pay. What if I have my own land? My name is on this property. I don't got to pay you shit. And I can put them in a wooden box because it's just the body, not his spirit, not her spirit. Legacy means knowledge. Legacy means discipline. Legacy means ownership. Legacy means a standard in the home. Women, queen. Legacy means a standard in the home. That's your job. Legacy means your children inherit more than your pain. They inherit your principles. That's why women are so important. That is a bar right there. Do not just leave your children memories of your struggle. Leave them the fruit of your structure, because too many people think legacy starts when they get rich. Legacy starts when you get serious, when you stop living only for today, when you stop spending every seed, when you stop treating your name like it means nothing, when you stop passing down the chaos and start passing down order, that is legacy. Trap says your last name is an asset. That is very true, 100% true. Wouldn't you want your last name on the street? Wouldn't you want the mayor recognizing your family as someone that helped the people in the city? I dream, visualize about stuff like that. And I know whenever something hits my mind, I already obtained it. I just have to be patient now and wait for it to physically come and stay steady and just steadfast, just lock on and it'll come eventually. Legacy is when your work becomes a bridge. Legacy is when your discipline becomes shelter. Legacy is when your sacrifice becomes somebody else's starting point instead of everybody having to start over every generation. Legacy is when your sacrifice becomes somebody else's starting point instead of everybody having to start over every generation. So, yes, earn income, but do not stop there. Build a name, build a system, build a standard, build something your family can stand on because income handles the present, but legacy speaks to the future. Income pays for the month, but legacy prepares for the next generation. Income feeds today, legacy builds tomorrow. Income comes and goes, legacy is what remains. So the real question is not just what are you earning, the real question is what are you leaving behind? And if you're leaving behind foolishness, drunkenness, poorness, and poor is a state of it's the state of a mindset. It's not your wealth. If you're leaving that behind to your children, then you don't have no bloodline, no dynasty, or nothing. So we have to start thinking. And that is building legacy, not just income. And then our last segment of the day is breaking mental and financial chains. And it's probably one of my favorite ones besides like that we do every week besides our faith and alignment. So how are we feeling though? We feeling good? Are we feeling good? Peace, Queen. Peace, Mary. I haven't seen you in a little bit. How you feeling, Queen? Hope everything's doing good. I hope everybody's feeling amazing. I hope everybody is doing amazing too. I know we all go through trials and tribulations, but suck it up. You'll be all right. Life gets better. But I hope everybody's feeling beautiful though. I can't see you right now, but I know you look beautiful. We all beautiful. So, my brothers and sisters, every chain is not made of iron. Some chains are made of thought. Some chains are made of fear. Some chains are made of habit. Some chains are made of appetite. Some chains are made of ignorance passed down so long that people start calling bondage normal. Man, a lot of us have family that's just so lost. And when you find that light in the tunnel, you try to invite them to the tunnel so they can see the light and they just keep their sunglasses on. That shit hurts. You gotta like disconnect from it. Because unfortunately you're black. And unfortunately, the only way most of our family will come is not from the word of God or anything, but once they see riches, you got diamonds, that Rolls Royce, that big mansion, then they'll follow. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. But that speaks volumes to me. Because I don't go by blood at all. At all. Because I got some people that we're not related blood, but I could call them before I call family though. Like my brothers that I got it out the mud with. So breaking chains is deeper than just getting money, because of people, because a person could get money and still think broke. It's a mindset. A person could leave one condition and still carry the same captivity in their mind because you're a slave. A person could be out of prison and still be loyal to the mindset that built the prison. That is why this segment matters. Mental chains tell you to settle. Mental chains tell you to doubt yourself. Mental chains tell you to live for today and forget tomorrow. Mental chains tell you that discipline is too hard, ownership is too far, structure is too much, and freedom is for somebody else. And if you believe that long enough, you will start cooperating with your own limitations. That is crazy. And the mind is so powerful. It believes what you tell it to believe. The mind has no mind of its own. My subconscious mind tells it what I want it to. I am what I want myself to be. If I say I'm the richest, the most powerful man in the world, best believe I will be that person if I commit to it and I truly believe it. You don't have to believe it when you start saying it. You just have to keep holding on to it. And eventually you'll feel the vibration shift. When that vibration comes in, that's when you got energy. When energy comes in, now you got a flow. It's not stagnant. It's nothing stale, and that's how it turns physical. First, you got to emotions is what wakes that thought up. Well, rises that thought up. Emotion rises the thought up. Once that thought rises up, that's when friction comes in, and then that's when energy comes in because it has to get shaken up first. How you make something vibrate, you have to shaken it up. So that thought has to have emotion behind it before it could become physical. And once I learned that, everything that I said I wanted, I got or I'm on that road to receiving it. I just have to go through these obstacles, get stabbed, get punched in my chin. I feel like I began shot at all that you heard. I gotta go through all that to get to my goals, and I'm willing to walk through it. Are you? And if you believe long enough, you will start. If you believe long enough that mental chains, discipline, ownership, and all that is too hard for you, you'll start cooperating with your own limitations. That is the danger because the first prison many people must escape is the one built in your mind. It is not the physical one. They should know by now they cannot trap us mentally. Well, some of us are just weak. Let's be honest. If your thinking is chained, your decisions will be chained. If your decisions are chained, your habits will be chained. If your habits are chained, your future will start looking like a recycled version of your past. That is how bondage survives, not only through force, but through repetition, through conditioning, through people learning how to live beneath themselves, and then teaching the next generation to do the same. Yo, we do that shit. That shit is mind blowing. You heard? Like I don't wanna be. I sometimes I get pissed, but there's scriptures in the Bible and the Quran like love your parents. Like no matter what they do to you, you gotta love them. But my mom's she's amazing. She just wasn't given the knowledge, nor wanted to go seek the knowledge, and that right there like bothers me so much. But I love that I had to go seek it because now my kids is I just cut their what they have to endure by half. By the time they get there, I'm still gonna make them walk through fire, but not only through force, but through repetition, bondage starts through conditioning, through people learning how to live beneath themselves, and then teaching the next generation to do the same. That is some sad shit, yo. And the financial chains work the same. Financial chains are not only low income, financial chains are poor stewardship, poor planning, no patience, no structure, no ownership, always consuming, always reacting, always surviving, never building. That is bondage too. We're not just trapped mentally because if all money that comes in leaves as fast as it arrives, then the chain is still there. Unfortunately, as painful as it sounds, like we're not intentionally trying to do it, but I promise you, you sit there and pray and really believe in what you're praying. That's the problem right there. we pray, but it's only because it's a lot of us was born Muslim, born Christian. So we already have that habit of going to church and stuff. But do you honestly believe when you go in that Muslim and just hear them just doing nothing but praying, nothing else? Or if you go in that church and they're dancing and stuff, you know, as a child, like something just don't feel right. But you're just conditioned to it. But once you become a true Muslim, a true Christian, true Catholic, whatever you are, you'll see that your body is the temple that you could just pray alone. And once you start praying alone, it's okay to pray with other people because your prayers are stronger. But you got to be careful because you never know if you're really sitting next to Satan while you're in that masjid or church, because he comes like that. He comes in the kindest form, and don't be shocked if he's in that church or that masjid with you. That's just how this shit is. So we got to do. We honestly, we really got to truly pray, because I say out of like I'm not God, so I don't know, but I say out of 10 people, it's probably 2 people, one person that's actually praying and not just reciting something that they just learned their whole life. And then you got to do for others. It's so easy. If a person keeps choosing image over infrastructure, pleasure over planning, and impulse over investment, your chain is still there. That is why freedom has to be mental and financial. You have to break the thought before you break the cycle. You have to break the pattern before you break the ceiling. You have to break agreement with what is draining you before you could build agreement for what is meant to sustain you. That is the shift. Stop normalizing chaos. Stop making excuses for disorder. Stop calling survival the same thing as freedom. Survival is not freedom. Getting by is not freedom. Looking like you are doing well is not freedom. You could fool me, but you can't fool yourself. You could fool me, but you cannot fool God. And a lie kills you. Truth feels good because truth adds more life to you. Y'all gotta look this stuff up. When you lie, you're actively killing yourself and the person you're telling that lie to. Wallahi, look it up. It's energy. Words is power. Words is life. If you're actively lying to this person, feeding somebody an illusion, you're killing them. So you're killing them and yourself at the same time. Lying is the worst sin. We know that. Besides your pedophiles and your rapists, lying is a terrible sin. Survival is not freedom. Getting by is not freedom. Looking like you are doing well is not freedom. Freedom is when your mind is no longer ruled by fear. Freedom is when your mind is no longer ruled by impulse. Freedom is when your habits no longer sabotage your hopes. Freedom is when your life starts moving with order, purpose, and direction. That is real deliverance. So the work is not just to earn more. The work is to think better, build better, plan better, govern yourself better. Because once the mind changes, the hands move different. Once the vision changes, the spending changes, the discipline changes, the future changes. That is how chains break. Not by wishing on a fucking star, not by complaining, by truth, by discipline, by structure, by refusing to keep feeding what has been keeping you bound. So today, ask yourself, what mental chains am I still carrying? What financial habits are still draining my future? Where am I still cooperating with the very thing I say I want to break? Because once you can answer this honestly, integrity. I love teaching my kids that before you walk out this door. I learned that from Nipsey Hussle too with Stephen Curry on the interview. Integrity was a question he taught his daughter at like 6, and I've been doing it with my children since they was 4. Be honest with yourself when no one's looking, Daddy. That's so important, because once you can answer that honestly, you can begin to move differently. I already said you can lie to everybody, but you know the truth, and that shit really hurts. But the good news is chains can break, though. Cycles can end, patterns can be interrupted, and a new standard can be set. But it starts when a person decides they are no longer going to decorate their bondage, they are going to destroy it. Mental chains limit vision, financial chains limit options, broken chains restore movement. So do not pray for freedom, build the habits that can carry freedom. Do not just speak about change, break agreement with what keeps you bound, because once the chains break in the mind, the life can start breaking forward too, and life will be so beautiful. And this is why I say life is beautiful, because I've broken those chains. Yeah, I not where I want to be, but we measure with progression. Where you started at point A and now where are you at point E? I mean point B, C, D, E. If you're making progression, you're going the right way. Doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there, as long as you still got that one foot stepping in front of the other, or that brick stacking on top of the other. Have patience. They put all this entertainment and lights on everything and stuff like that to kill your patience. That's why if your child was born in 2010 or after, your child probably has what you call as ADHD, and they're so smart because once you label that, then you they call it handicap. So I don't play that shit with my leg and shit. Go ahead with them jokes. Like, don't play with me like that. I'm not handicapped. Because once you say that, you done handicapped your mind. So when you say, yeah, my child has ADHD, at that very moment, you just did what they wanted you to do. You just put a condition on your child, a dis-ease on your child. They don't know shit about your child. If you, after this, if you go Google what is the BMI, or when I go to the doctor, how are they weighing my height, my body, um, how my teeth should be, and stuff like that. I'll tell you now, they're comparing it to a white Caucasian male. I'm not just, I just speak the truth, and I'm going to say what y'all don't want to say, but they're and look it up. A white Caucasian male is, even if you're a woman, they're going by that when you go to the doctors and stuff. And they know that our bones is different from theirs, our digestive system is different from theirs, our teeth is different from theirs. We have so much different stuff. We also have so much in common, but we have so much different things about us. How could you go by just that scale? And if you're a woman and male, how could you base this woman off of you need more such and such, but you're basing it off of a white Caucasian male? You're just dropping it lower because it's a woman, when you should go by if that their origin. That's what you should really break it down by. But I have to go to my queen. It's 3:15. I told her I'll be back at 4. I'm doing good on time. Um, but there's no such thing as ADHD though. Oh shit. We're not done. So yeah, stop putting these conditions on your children. I don't care what the doctors don't like, the dentists and stuff, they don't like when I come through. They like, if it's their moms taking them, they probably say all praise is due to Allah too. Cause they don't like when I come through because I'm coming with shit. I'm researching shit. Like, fluoride, no, hell no. And I'm start hitting them like that's with the pineal gland and all that. We're not about to debate with you and stuff like that and all that. They swear they be knowing shit. Like this one lady gonna tell my queen that because she's like, yeah, I was thinking I don't want to give birth laying down on my back. Like, is there any way we could do birth where I'm like standing up and stuff? She's like, well, during the studies, it says the best way to give birth is by laying down on your back. Like, that don't even make sense. You're fighting against gravity. How did they used to give birth back in the day? They were standing them up. You didn't need epidural shots or nothing because you're using gravity to force the baby out. But now you're making them lay on their back, so it's more. You got to stay in the hospital longer. You're paying more bills. Then they put the epidural on you, so you're gonna have to come back to the hospital because now you got lower back pain for the rest of your life. If you let you move wrong, you're paralyzed for the rest of your life. But it's so much stuff they do. Your kids don't got ADHD though. Back to that. It's the red 40, blue 40, yellow, all of that shit. Read the back of your contents. Like, stop being embarrassed to do that shit in the grocery store. My kids are embarrassed of me when I do it, but I'm gonna fuck. I'm gonna whip that cereal box around and yeah, this shit got paint thinner in it. They don't like when I go to the. They don't like. I'm, they're gonna thank me though when they get older. I know I'm a lot though. I am a lot. Um, yeah, they don't got ADHD though. It's what they're consuming. Did you know that if you had like strawberry oatmeal, blue like strawberry it says natural flavors, right? And it's because they're so smart. So your strawberry, your blueberry, and your vanilla, it could say like natural flavors. I just fucking found out that I used to eat and probably still was. Now I gotta check everything, yo. My kids was mad now. They about to really be mad. I just fucking found out that I was a beaver anus slicker. Someone put in the comments they know what I'm talking about. Peace, Alec. Yeah, we on tomorrow. Put in the comments if y'all know what I'm talking about with the beaver ass. Do anybody know what I'm talking about? Okay, y'all probably don't. So we'll look it up. This shit is fucking mind blowing, you know, because I'm sitting here cussing this shit. Is beaver? I was gonna put ass. Ha! I really do gotta stop cussing though. I think I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I think I do need to stop. Sorry, my fingers fucked up. Said I'm gonna stop, but I still curse in the same sentence. All right, we'll just. Man, it's just so much. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I should have put anus. So, did you know that your strawberry oatmeal tastes so good because you was eating beaver ass? Did you know that your vanilla ice cream was tasting so good because you was just eating eating that butt? I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, yo, I just like really started looking it up and stuff like that. So it's we're gonna go deep into it real quick. So you probably never heard of it, but there's a yearly trivia competition. Blah. So what is? I can't even say that word. Castoreum. If you want the scientific answer, in the secretion from beaver anal glands and castor sacs. However, I prefer to think of it simply as beaver butt juice. That shit, it might sound crazy, but sure enough, they extract it and is generally recognized as a safe GRAS and list for food additives legal in the US. It is FDA approved. I read that shit. And they put this shit in your ice cream, your juices, some of your candies, your fucking cologne and stuff. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. But like I went on a little thing last night and I just started seeing it like, yo, I don't even know how I even got there. I think I was actually foods from foods from beaver butt juice. Yeah, I think I need to get off. All right, baked goods, puddings, candy, ice cream, alcoholic beverages, some vanilla and raspberry flavorings. They're using that castrum. And remember, that's beaver butt juice. That shit's crazy, y'all. When I found this shit out, I was like, what? Hold on. We're not ending this. If you leave, all right, bye. But let me show y'all something real quick. We're gonna get into this beaver butt juice. We're not just gonna let this slip by. All right. Let's see about this beaver butt juice. Where's the beaver butt juice? Ah, damn! It took me to Facebook. I don't think I'm on here. Okay. So let me play it. Ah! Some beaver butt. That shit's crazy, y'all. All right, so my beaver butt lickers. Oh, wait. It wasn't. It wasn't sharing on the screen, was it? No, it wasn't. Okay, I don't mind starting over.
Guys, as an angel of light, look at that normal oatmeal, right? Yummy strawberries and cream. Well, hold up.
Listen, y'all are always complaining about how you want things to be more natural. Well,
and castoreum, typically called natural flavor, is taken from a beaver's anal gland. It's far cheaper to use castoreum or beaver's butt to flavor strawberry oatmeal.
what's more natural than beaver butt? Exactly. This is a real thing, though. The glands are dried and crushed, and then alcohol is used to extract the castoreum. And it's actually been used for like 2,000 years as medicine. Imagine going to a doctor and they're like, boy, do I have something for you. Apparently for good reason, as it actually contains salicylic acid or aspirin. Now, I've seen it used for vanilla flavoring because its molecular structure is similar to vanillin, which is what gives vanilla its flavor. Unfortunately, almost nothing in the grocery store today has it. Apparently, it's really expensive and there's cheaper options. There is, however, a Swedish liquor called, however you pronounce this, beaver snaps? I wonder if, does that translate to beaver? That would be really funny. Oh, give it a shot if you want. Out of 10. Okay, bye.
All right, I'm back, my beaver butt lickers. So, yeah, I think we're going to end on beaver juice. Yeah. A lot of beaver ass eating. We'll probably end it off with that. That's a new way to end us off, right? No, but we'll end it off with Bob Marley quotes, and then just like 6 of them, just good energy, and then I hope everybody feels good. We're gonna do this all the time. I'll probably start putting more stuff into like exposing the food and stuff. I'm gonna do more research, see what other interesting stuff that is, because I found it interesting. I always wonder what that taste was on the tip of my tongue, like after I got it. Didn't taste like ass though. Yeah, started at a young age. Guess we all just was eating ass out here. Anyway, so I got some Bob Marley quotes. So he said, yo, he said, yeah, so we're on tomorrow. We're definitely on tomorrow. Me and Rams will be going live tomorrow. 1:30 Rams. He probably not even here. Oh. Don't tell me you was eating. What was you eating, Rams? Yeah. Nasty, yo. Are we on for tomorrow?
Yeah, we on tomorrow. 1:30.
You fries. 1:30. All right. All right, we on
Yeah.
1:30 tomorrow, y'all. So I'm gonna get the I'm gonna post everything up and don't miss the Zoom. It's gonna be in the YouTube post. That's all market talk, y'all. All market talk. So y'all don't gotta worry about me getting on your ass or talking about anything nasty. Um but Bob Marley says, open your eyes, look within. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver or gold. None but ourselves can free our minds. Man is a universe within himself. Don't let them change you or rearrange you. Live for yourself and you will live in vain. Live for others and you will live again. Um, and then with that, I'm done. I don't want to take too much of your time. Frequency of the day is gonna be Redemption Song. If y'all want to hear a fire song to get your energy right, listen to Redemption Song by Bob Marley. Nothing but ourselves can free our minds. Only only we can free with our minds. Other than that, thank you for everybody joining. For getting on here with us, for going just talking about like how we're gonna better our lives and stuff, and elevate with each other, talk about God, which people are scared to speak about so much. Talk mixing God and money and all of that stuff is satanic. Like people don't really speak about that stuff at the dinner table. And I'm not putting money next to God because ain't nothing next to God at all. Um, I be sometimes still questioning myself, like, dang, like he really was about to kill his child just to show his love for God. I'm not there yet. That's some real deep stuff right there. But yeah, have no fear of atomic energy. Oh my God, I love that song. I'm gonna play it when I'm on the way to this hospital. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to God. Alhamdulillah. All
What's
praise
going
to
on, y'all? How y'all doing? Alhamdulillah.
God. God is the greatest.
God is the greatest.
Rams and
Listen,
Jason, y'all can leave us off with something before I end it off. I will let Rams go first because I know Jason probably will hit us with a prayer. If Rams, you
go
got something you
Rams.
want to say?
Nah, we'll see them tomorrow, and it's all gonna be all market action, and we're gonna get ready for next week. We're gonna see what's what. We're gonna check on oil. We're gonna check on the broader market. So
Bad.
tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern, Alex.
Word. Okay, but Jason, you got anything?
Yeah, I got something because that beaver juice is real, right? A lot of people don't understand that, right? But a lot of ailments that people have right now and diseases that people have in their body right now is because the food that's being processed has wheat, soy.
Soy. Here comes the devil knocking on the door.
Mhm.
I think he was saying soy. Soy is really bad for us. You can put it in vegan food.
Wheat, soy, and milk. That's what's changing the dynamic of the DNA in a lot of young men and then a lot of women, turning them to the other, whatever the case may be. They've been doing it for a long period of time. Wheat,
In order.
soy, milk, and natural flavors. Even the tea that you're drinking and those tea packs, get your own herbs, get your own tea. Start growing your own stuff, right? Because those natural flavors is what they say it is. The job is to kill, steal, and destroy. That's what Satan's job is, to kill, steal, and destroy. They know who we are. Just a lot of us don't know who we are. The original children of Israel. It's time
Right.
for us to rise up.
That's
Either
a
you're going to
fact.
be a Decepticon or you're going to be a what? Optimus Prime? Those, they showed us those movies for a reason. They know who we are. That's why Stan Lee is gone now. And we have to do this stuff without their technology as well. This technology right here surpasses everything. That's why you two guys on the screen, you guys are geniuses. I'm just a vessel.
All
I'm
praise
just
is due
connecting the
to
dots. All right? Be great on purpose. Make sure all the food that you eat is living food.
God.
All
Yes.
right? Because Reese Cups was killing me, bro. That's the best candy ever invented. But it got a lot of natural flavors in there. peanuts, your body can't break it down. Corn, your body can't break it down. If you're gonna have chocolate, eat the cocoa. Salute. About to mute myself again. About to
All
use
right.
this knife.
So
I gotta
with
use this
that,
knife. See y'all tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time.
word. With that,
Yes,
I just
sir.
want to say, love yourself. You're beautiful. Smile. Make someone else smile when you're hurting somebody. And like how we talk about melanin people are gods and goddesses. And when you're hurting that brother or sister that's not like biological, but origin wise, you're hurting God. So just make someone smile, serve others. Stay productive, stay seeking knowledge, read your Quran, your Bible at least 10 minutes out the day. And I promise you that will put you on a whole different level. That Bible and that Quran, when you hold it, you see how thick them pages is. Those is the true angel. That is the wing. When you hold that Quran and Bible and have it open, when you're reading it, that is the wing. Um, love your life. Life is so beautiful. It really is. And remember, without pressure, you can't make a diamond. So you're gonna go through stuff, but it's okay. I thrive off of going through shit. I welcome it, and I'm ready to walk right through it. And Allah is the greatest. I just get through it, even if I'm scared. And when I come up on the other side, I'll scream Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. Like you just gotta have faith. Faith overrides fear. They're both imaginary. Which one are you going to choose? And then I'll leave off with the highest achievement that a human can reach is to inspire. And then would you rather be at peace with yourself and at war with the world, or at war with yourself and at peace with the world? Um, Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses. Peace be upon you. And with that, we say assalamu alaikum. And then remember Redemption Song by Marley. Lock in. Y'all have a blessed one. I'm out.